When was the last time that you checked your phone? Probably a few minutes, if not seconds ago. Today, I'm going to prove that social media use by teens causes more harm than good. Social media use by teens causes more insecurities, wastes time, and reduces our social skills. Not only does social media and all of its platforms consume a huge amount of our time, it also affects our mental health, and not in a good way. I remember when I started the 5th grade, I got my very first iPad. As you can see, it is very worn, but I remember how excited I was to finally download social media and communicate with my friends. After a few weeks, I started to notice myself sitting in my room all day scrolling on social media. Before, I would go outside and run around with friends and family. It was then that I started to notice that my social health was declining. The time spent scrolling through social media could be better spent on healthier things, such as shopping, doing homework, or flirting with our peers. The positive feedback that we search for on our posts on social media could be found with face-to-face interactions, but because of all the time spent seeking approval on social media, our social skills are basically shot. This kind of defeats the purpose, don't you think? The first point that I'll touch with is the impact that social media has on our self-esteem, and this brings us to my first point. According to childmind.org, which is a child and mind institute and works on transforming children's lives, states, for some teens, all those pictures of awesome vacations, perfect bodies, and great-looking lives can fuel self-doubt. The whole purpose of posting on social media is to see how many likes or positive comments that we get. Do we really think that 30 people actually love us the way they say they do in the comments? People we hardly know will comment, "Love you so much," or "You're so beautiful." When we get very few likes or comments, we take it personally. We may think we look ugly, or maybe that our outfit isn't cute enough. And our mind might go on and wonder why people aren't liking our posts. The time spent scrolling, posting, and liking is tremendous and comes with sacrifice. And this brings us to my second point. According to CNN.com, U.S. teens spend on average of more than 7 hours per day on screen media for entertainment, and tweens spend nearly 5. Those 7 hours could be better spent studying or spending time with family and friends. On the few occasions that I actually look up from my phone, I rarely see any of faces. Those heads are looking down at their phones, scrolling, liking, and commenting. It's never ending. Once you're done looking at these posts, there are more to look at. Most of the people that we have on social media aren't even our good friends. They're friends of friends whose cousin's somebody we know. But yet we comment, "You're so beautiful," or "Miss you so much," the same that we do on everybody else's. Even in class, we're afraid of missing something on social media, so we sneak our phone under the desk to try to catch up with the latest gossip. And don't even get me started about getting our phone taken at dinner. This is an addiction. Addiction back in the day used to be smoking in the bathroom, but now it is screen time. Social media is like a part-time job, except the payoff is poor self-image and an even poorer wallet. What's even poorer than those two things are our social skills. And this brings us to my third and final point. Interacting with people in real life requires the ability to act on the fly. This is terrifying to us. We would rather hide behind a screen and send something over a Snapchat or a text message. Typing is easier than speaking to a real-life individual. Even breakups are done over text these days. Talk about killing someone's self-esteem. To be broken up with via text message equates to not being worth the time to break up in person. It is easier to say anything through a text and then put the phone away for 10 seconds and then come back to it. Talking in person or on a phone is completely different now than how it used to be, except for the occasional FaceTime calls. Eye contact, shaking hands, and banter back and forth are lost skills of today's world. And sometimes whenever you send a text, it can be misconstrued. The sender might try to have a different message while the receiver thinks of something completely different. And the time spent cleaning up these messes also adds to the waste that we spend on social media. This wouldn't be a problem if we were outside running around like our friends and family did back in the day. A Time article states, when Common Sense surveyed roughly 1,000 teens about their habits back in 2012, they said that their favorite way to communicate was with their friends in person. Fast forward 6 years, face-to-face communication has lost all of its youthful sheen. This is more true than ever now. Let's review. The excess use of social media has negative effects on our young lives. The negative effects far outweigh the positives. The effects can change the course of our lives. Social media use by teens causes insecurities, wastes time, and reduces our social skills. These effects will haunt us in the future, such as future relationships or jobs. These long-term effects are detrimental, and we need to change course now in order to save ourselves from mediocrity. Just remember, John Grisham quotes, "Don't compromise yourself. You are all you have."